It was in southern Louisiana on February 2nd, 2021, that we lost two amazing men in a fatal Cessna 182 plane crash. They were fathers, husbands, and respected members of their communities. In the left seat, as a new owner, was private pilot Don Clements. Don had just accomplished his private pilot certification, as well as his checkout in the Cessna 182. But he sought additional flight instruction in his new 182, and he got with one of the best instructors in the area. He wanted to fly with Rock Palermo. While airplanes and aviation were all new to the Clements family, it was a well-worn, handed-down way of life for the Palermos. Rock was a very seasoned pilot and respected instructor. His family knew that planes don't just fall out of the sky. Locally, he was the king of flight instruction. But how did this king fall? How? If he would have known, could he have changed it all? But even more important, would Rock want you to know? I think that he would. Holding you, I held everything. For a moment, wasn't I the king? If I'd only known how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? You know, I might have changed it all.
Hey, who's to say, we might have changed it all. I've been back from Louisiana in my trip to visit the accident site of November 4765 November. Been back for almost 2 weeks, sitting in this chair trying to figure out what to do. Clearly the most profound general aviation fatal accident I've come across. And this is a tough one, and I have to let you know that I've sat in the seat and I've tried to figure it out. I've been to the crash site, and I hired a boat and went there. While on site, on the ground, I found the headsets from one of the pilots. I also found a million little tiny pieces. This airplane, a Cessna 182, hit the ground so hard that it was buried as much as 22 feet underneath the surface of the earth. Tiny little pieces up to as big as these kind of pieces, but this airplane broke apart, hitting the earth at that kind of speed. This is about the biggest piece that's left of the airplane, still laying out there today. Obviously, it hit very hard. The biggest clue that I'm very disappointed in NTSB that they left laying out in the dirt, untouched and unnoticed, is the actual throttle body off the 182, including the throttle arm and the intact throttle body butterfly valve inside of here. And the big clue about the position that I found this throttle body in, and that valve, and where's the mud in that throttle body, where was it located? And I'm going to give all of that detail, including the interviews with the witnesses and everything else, so that you can come to your conclusion. This is going to take me a couple videos, but this is a critically important story and a very important lesson for everyone to learn. Getting back, I had to go to Walmart and buy this whiteboard to try to figure out what to do. What should I do? Coming back after visiting the site, the things that were not possible: it wasn't a bird strike, it wasn't a stall spin, it was not an engine fire, it was not carbon monoxide, they did not have a heart attack, it was not a wing failure, it was not an elevator jam, it was not an autopilot problem, it was not runaway trim. It was for sure not suicide, and the guys did not have a fight in the cockpit. There was no drugs, there was no alcohol, and this was not a propeller that fell off. Dave VFR, how does an airplane at 3,800 feet, a very nicely maintained Cessna 182, how does that go straight into the earth and bury itself 22 feet beneath the surface? How? I think I know the answer to that, and I'm compelled to tell that story. While I was in Louisiana, I went to Walmart. I spent $4.17 and I bought a marker and some cardboard. And for my on-screen graphics, the thing we're trying to do is to prevent this from happening again. The accident cycle is just a chain, and each piece of cardboard you'll see in the future videos represents a piece of the chain and how this accident happened. And I don't have a complicated way of explaining that other than cardboard and a marker, and I'm going to do that. I came back from Louisiana with a very deep sense of appreciation and respect for both families, both individuals, law enforcement, government agencies, and the close network down there in Louisiana that represented both men and both families. I came away with a deep sense of overriding respect, which even compelled my further problem on how to tell this story. My limitations in telling this story in hopes of preventing a future repeat. This accident was not a one-off. This accident was the first of. If we don't understand this accident, there's going to be future accidents exactly like it, and they'll be every bit as hard to figure out. We have got to understand and accept this accident and prevent by understanding going forward. My limitations that I came away with after visiting: I want to honor Don Clemens. I want to honor Rock Palermo. I want to honor Rock's wishes. I get the feeling from his family that Rock would want any future pilots to fully understand what happened so that it does not happen to them. He was a learning moment individual, clearly. I want to prevent the repeat that I was talking about, but I also want to respect family wishes. I want to respect these families' privacy, but I also want to offer closure. The main thing that I heard while I was down there was that the families had to each do their own private investigations because they have absolutely no word and no communication from the NTSB. They left them completely in the dark. There's been no communication from the NTSB concerning this accident to any party. Most of the witnesses that I talked to have not been contacted by the NTSB. I want to offer them peace. Once we understand what happened and it makes sense, it will provide closure, and that will provide peace. Last but not least, I want to come clean, both as an individual, as a flight instructor, as a representative of the United States, as a member of the pilot community, and I think the FAA should come clean. I think we should all come clean. It's not something that we did intentionally. It's something that we did not know. I didn't know it, and I couldn't have known it, but now I know it, and I feel compelled to illustrate and show you so that you can understand it. And I hope you'll hear me out through part 2 and 3 so that you can fully understand the results of everything that I'm saying and hold your judgment till the very end. And I think that you'll see this is the deal, and I think in the end it'll all make sense. Hopefully we can all learn from this, and we will honor Rock's wishes. Rock was the king of CFI in this little town. He was the CFI, and I think we should honor his wishes in helping us prevent this scenario in the future using all the things that we do learn from this. If I'd only known how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? I might have changed it all. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.